Hello and welcome to Joanne's Healing Within. I am Joanne Angel Barry Colon, your certified personal trainer, intuitive healer, cosmic energy reader, a mother, a wife, and I'm here to help you be the best version of who you are meant to be. I like to remind you to share, like, and comment on today's show, and also like to inform you, if you don't already know, that my show can be seen on Roku. So if you're not able to watch today's show or you're not able to catch me on Sundays, you can always go back and check me out on Roku, and even have a marathon for that matter. Why not? I would think it would be a fun thing to just spend the entire Sunday having a Joanne's Healing Within marathon day. So tune in on Roku for that. And I'd like to take a moment to thank my advertising sponsors. And we're going to start off with whom is my guest today, Sherri Simpson. She's an intuitive business guide. She helps women transform their businesses to be the best version of themselves so they can help their clients be the best versions of themselves as well. So it's this domino effect of being the best version of who you are. Then we have Elizabeth Kipp. She's an author, stress and chronic pain management specialist, and recovery coach. And our newest advertising sponsor for the next 3 months anyway is Susan Joy Mitchell. She is a nurse, author, and she's also a Reiki practitioner. She has written the book called Visions, and she's got a brand new book that is coming out soon, which is called Lucky Star Fish. You can purchase both of these books on Amazon.com and also Barnes & Nobles. But right now, Visions is available, and the Lucky Starfish will be coming soon. I'd also like to just set the energy for today, because there's some wild energy going on. It's been going on for 3 weeks now. I'm sure if you've been catching my show every Sunday, you know that we are currently in Mercury retrograde. Let's give a clap, because we're actually going to be Mercury direct soon on March 9th, which is tomorrow, March 9th. Yes, because today's what is today? March 8th. Yes, I'm so confused, which makes sense because of Mercury retrograde. And on top of it, besides going Mercury direct tomorrow, we have a full moon tomorrow in Virgo. So there's a lot of energy. But we're going to add to that energy. We're going to add to that energy. You might want to grab a pen and paper for this, because there's a lot going on. Now, to start off with, we started off this morning, or should I say 2 a.m. this morning, with changing the time. So we lost an hour of sleep, but the beauty of it is we're going to be gaining some extra daylight. So that's great. And as I just mentioned, we are going into Mercury going direct as of tomorrow. We do have a shadow period, though, so we're not going to be really out of the clear of Mercury going direct until a week later. Now, just in case for some of you who have no idea what it even means when Mercury goes retrograde and when Mercury goes direct. First of all, in case you're not sure, Mercury is the planet of communication, technology, traveling, scheduling, planning. And it's usually a time where you're not really supposed to purchase any big items, make any major commitments, make any big decisions, signing any major contracts. It's usually that time when you don't do those things. And there are many, many, many people, many healers out there who are very sensitive to this energy, so they do refrain on any major decisions or any major signings during this period of time. And if in fact you do have to sign a contract or purchase something that's big, just be aware that there may be some conflicts once Mercury goes direct, because once Mercury goes direct, that means the energy of that goes back to normal. And during a Mercury retrograde, it just really means that it's a reflecting period where you take time to reflect on how you communicate. How are you scheduling things? Are you over planning? Are you not managing your time right? Whereas if you have to get someplace, you're not leaving in enough time to get there, or you're always running late. During a Mercury retrograde period, it's a great time to evaluate those things. So when Mercury does go direct, you can make changes and maybe actually show up on an event or an occasion on time, which might be a new thing for some people. So along with that Mercury energy, as I mentioned, tomorrow we have a full moon on top of Mercury going direct. And to make this week even more exciting, this Friday coming up is Friday the 13th. So that's going to be an interesting day as well. And as we move out of this week's energy and then we start to move into next week's energy, just want to put a little more flair into this fun, we have St. Patty's Day, a lucky day. So this is really powerful energy. And overall, the energy overall is very powerful as well because of the year that we are in with this 2020 energy. This is all about a new foundation. But in order to have a new foundation, you really do have to break down the old foundation. You can't possibly put a new floor on top of an old floor. You literally have to break up the floor to put down the new floor. And that's the same thing with your foundation. So with that being said, I'd like to take a moment to invite you to just take a breath. Every one of us, just take a breath. Exhale that breath out. Put your feet on the floor. Get yourself grounded. Get connected with your mind, body, and spirit. And now I'm going to pull a card and see what we need to hear for today. See what chakra we need to focus in on. And see what number shows up with a hidden message. Let's see what we have going on. All right, our card for today, and it happens to be in reverse. Now, for those of you who are new to me, a card showing up in reverse means three things. The first one means there's a little resistance behind the message. Second one means it's an important message that you need to hear. And the third one means the message is being protective. So here we have it. It's time to surrender. So what do you need to surrender? What do you need to let go of? What do you need to give to God? Whatever which way you determine the word surrender, that's what you have to work on today, is surrendering something, letting it go. Let go of controlling something and allow things just to flow in the way it needs to. Now, the actual chakra associated is the heart center. It's green, so it is about healing the heart. So as you do surrender, you will begin to feel lighter in the heart center. And as you feel lighter in the heart center, you'll actually start to feel better. And that's important. Our numbers associated 6 and 8. 6 energy is all about the healing. And the healing that you are undergoing today, tomorrow, and the entire year. And every day for that matter. Our entire lifetime, we are in a process of always healing something so we can become a better version of who we are. That 8 energy is about abundance. So as you do learn to surrender, and you lighten up your heart, you're going to feel more abundant. You're going to feel more joy and happy and more peaceful. Who doesn't want to feel peaceful? I can't imagine anybody not wanting to have peace and calmness in their life. But in order to get to that peace and calmness, you do need to surrender. You do need to do your work. And we take 6 and 8, it brings us into a 14, which is a 5. And it's really about changing. It's really about making changes in your life, finding that freedom, so you can have the process of healing. And a part of your changing is about surrendering. So what are you willing to change? What are you willing to surrender so you really can start that process of changing something? And with the changes will bring in what it is you want to have that's going to help you heal. So if this card resonated with you and you are interested in having your own reading, all you need to do is send me a text at 646-236-9155. We're going to be taking a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'm hoping my guests will be Skyping in, and we're going to have a powerful conversation about healing. So we'll be right back.
Hi there, my name is Sherri Simpson. As an intuitive business guide, I help female service-based business owners to grow their business using their intuition, helping you to release the blocks and limits preventing your growth and allowing you to get the aligned action steps to take to grow your business. You can reach me at sherri@sherrisimpson.com, SHERRI @sherrisimpson, SIMPSON.com. I look forward to helping you grow your business soon. Namaste.
Would you like to live a life beyond the suffering of chronic pain? Step into the power of your healing. I'm Elizabeth Kipp of elizabeth-kipp.com. I'm an addiction recovery coach, chronic pain management expert, and ancestral clearing practitioner. I specialize in helping people heal chronic pain and build stability in their recovery. I offer sessions in recovery coaching and stress management. Step into your healing today at elizabeth-kipp.com.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. If you are just tuning in, remember to share, like, and comment on today's show. And as I was mentioning before, just in case any of you are feeling a little out of sorts or overwhelmed, or I like to say a little cray-cray, know that we have a lot of energy that is going on. And I'm excited because my guest is going to be popping in, and I'm really excited to be sharing her today. She's been on my show a handful of times, and she's going to be sharing so much more with us today. Is she there?
Hi, can you hear me?
Very low. Any way we can raise that? Oh. Okay, so while we're waiting for my guest to pop on in, I'll continue to chat about this amazing, crazy energy that we do have going on, because we are still in Mercury retrograde and has a lot to do with technology, but it's all good and we go with the flow. So let's just go with the flow, and knowing that we are going to be out of Mercury retrograde as of tomorrow, but there is a shadow period. So just sort of stay grounded this week. Keep yourself grounded, keep yourself focused, keep yourself on what it is you want to create this week, and really take that into account of what it is you want to create. And as long as you're focused and grounded, the Mercury retrograde won't be so bad as we're coming to an end. Although tomorrow we do have that full moon energy, so we may have a little bit of crazy still going on, but it's all good. It is all good energy. And the card that popped up earlier was our card to surrender. So I'm asking you, what do you need to surrender this week so you can start to have some changes in your life? Because after all, we're all here on earth to really work on changing. And those changes underline, these are the following things changes underline, which is about patterns, the habits, and our beliefs. So it's not necessarily about walking away from things, as it is about what are we willing to change about the pattern that we have so we can see things differently. Because if we're going to do the same pattern, we're going to get the same outcome. So if you continue to walk straight down the block and you're expecting a different outcome going the same way all the time, you're going to be on autopilot, which means you're going to have the same result. You want something different, you have to change the direction of where you're going. It's actually really good for the brain too when we travel different ways, because it activates the brain as opposed to be on autopilot. Have you ever been in your car and because you're so used to the way you drive in that same direction that when you get to the location that you get to, you literally say to yourself, how the heck did I get here? Because you're on autopilot. And I've noticed that for myself this week at least 3 times where I got someplace, and by the time I got there I was like, damn, how did I even get here? I don't remember even driving here. And that's because I was so on autopilot. There was nothing there challenging my brain to stimulate me. So when that does happen, that's a really good indication to start changing your direction or doing something that's going to change and stimulate the brain. Because when we are willing to make a change in something, we get a different outcome. And the same thing goes in reference to life lessons. We all have them. Every one of us has experience of chaos and challenges and difficulties. That's part of our journey to why we are here. And when we're experiencing the Mercury retrograde, or even the full moon for that matter, and as I mentioned, we have a Friday the 13th this week. So when we're experiencing all of that, those experiences come up to teach us things. And it's really teaching us about us. It's not about the other person, it's about us. So anytime you go into a challenge or a difficult experience, take a moment and literally stand in front of a mirror and ask, what am I supposed to be learning about this experience? And when you can take time to sit quietly, you might actually start to hear the inner voice. And that inner voice may start to give you some answers. Now you might also hear the higher voice, which is your higher self, or even your higher power for that matter. And it might even go deeper where you get more support by your spirit guides, your archangels, and you'll get a lot of support in reference to what it is you're supposed to be learning. But if you don't give yourself that permission to sit quietly and ask in the mirror, what am I supposed to be learning from this experience, you never open yourself up to learning it. So it's really important to take that opportunity. So when you are going through chaos, darkness, whatever term you want to use, you want to get into that space of recognizing that there's something there you're supposed to be learning. Same concept goes when we sit there having the same experience. You sometimes sit there and say, wow, I've done this already. Why is this showing up again? Because you haven't learned the lesson yet. So until you learn that lesson, that same situation is going to repeat itself. Maybe with a different person, maybe with a different time, but the idea is going to show up again until the lesson is learned. Now, I do want to point something out in regards to our lessons. Hello. I'm going to hold that door because my guest is here. Hello, Sherri. How are you?
Hi, Joanne. Thanks for having me. I'm well, thank you.
Good, good, good. So we're going to dive in to our topic for the day. So to start off, we're talking about energy healing.
Mm-hmm.
So let the viewers know what energy healing is like. What is energy healing? Let's go there first.
Right. Actually, I don't really love the term energy healing. I actually think it should be called energy shifting.
Shifting. Oh, I like that. I'm going to write that down. Shifting.
Yes. I believe that healing isn't the right word because we're really shifting out heavier, more dense energy and calling in lighter, more better feeling energy. So it really is a shift rather than a heal, for lack of a better word.
That makes sense. Yes. Yes.
I believe there's a lot of different kinds of energy healing. So many people will do Reiki, like yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Other people will do integrative energy healing. I work in the Akashic Records. So everybody has their own specific technique that they use or a combination of techniques.
Nice. Yes. So now, in regards to the Reiki, and you said the Akashic Records, just talk a little bit about both. Like, what exactly is Reiki healing for the viewers? Obviously, what exactly is Reiki? Are we calling Reiki healing or Reiki shifting?
Good question. Essentially, I like to think of it as shifting because in Reiki, like you bring the energy through you and you give the energy to the client, and the client needs to accept it. It's the same, I believe, with all energy healing kinds, like types. With Akashic Record healing, I do energetic work that includes past life and future life and ancestry and things like that. So it's, and I'm sure that happens in Reiki as well. So it goes outside of just the physical.
Mm-hmm. Yes, yes. So now, let's talk a little more in depth about the Akashic Records in regards to, so people can really understand what Akashic Records are. Because I find it to be really fascinating. And I know when I'm having conversations with people about Akashic Records, they give me this weird look like, what is Akashic Records and what do you need to do? What do you need to have it for? So could you elaborate more on that?
Of course. So the Akasha is the energy in the ethers around us. And so the Akashic Records, every person has their own based on who you are at soul level. So my soul has its own Akashic Record and your soul has its own Akashic Record, and everyone who's listening, their own soul has their own Akashic Record. That record is really a record of everything that your soul has ever been through and done and had happened to and planned through all aspects of time, through all lifetime you've ever had.
Okay. Now, why would somebody want to have an Akashic Record reading?
That's a really good question. There's a couple of different reasons. So sometimes you are very connected with your friends or your family members and you want to know if you've had past lives with them. Akashic Record healing is really good for that as well. It's really good if you want to know yourself more and you want to understand who you are at soul level. Because essentially we've come into this body for a period of time. And like you said, we do have some lessons and some things to do and some things to learn. And so it can be really helpful for people if they know who they are at soul level and what it is they decided to learn.
Interesting. So, like, for example, because I was just speaking about how, this year particularly, and I think every year, but leading up to this year, there's a lot more chaos that people are experiencing, and I think a lot of it has to do with the energy that we are in, this four energy of the new foundation. Now, if one is experiencing that much chaos, would an Akashic record reading help them?
Yeah, so I like to do a reading and a clearing. So I tell people who they are at soul level. I usually, well, sometimes we'll tell them how they actually were designed to manifest, because everybody loves to manifest new things and to create things. But essentially, it's about an energy clearing or shifting, like we mentioned earlier. So essentially, people would often give me a list of, say, 15 different things that have been going on. They can be different for every person. So for some people, it might be a health issue. For some people, they might not be able to quit a habit like smoking or eating sugar. For other people, it might be that every time they get a new car, the windshield breaks, or every time they get a new house, the basement leaks. So they're very different kinds of things, but they're things that people are frustrated with, or that they want to clear, or they want to shift. So once I have a list of those, then I can actually access the information or the root cause of those things and then clear the energy.
Interesting, because I think you and I did something like that, and I know for me, when you had asked me to write my 15 things, in my mind I was like, oh my God, I got to write 15 things. But of course, once you elaborated with me, how small or big it could have been, it was easier for me to write my list. So, if you can give some examples of what one could put on their list.
Absolutely. So you want to kind of go through all the life areas. You want to think about your health and how you might want to shift it, your money, your career, your partner, your relationship if you have kids or family members, your ability to travel. So if there's anything that is impacting everyday life or expanded life, then we can clear that energy.
Interesting. I love it. I love it. And in regards to an Akashic record reading, how long does one actually work with you on something like that?
That's a good question. It could be more in depth. Essentially, usually I do these distance, because the Akasha is all around us, and I don't need somebody in front of me or even on the phone with me in order to be able to access it. So they give me all the information I need. I need to make sure I have the right soul. So I need to know who people are, when their birthday is, where they were born, what their full name is at birth, so that I'm not mixing up souls. And then I go through that list and I do the clearing, and then I usually send them the information that came up. And then if they want to work with me on top of that or further, they can.
Nice, nice. Excellent. Now, if you can, just share with the viewers how they can reach you, because we're going to take a quick commercial break and then come back and share some more.
Absolutely. So I am most commonly on Facebook. So you can reach me there at facebook.com/sherri.simpson.
Excellent. And there's your flyer so they can see the information. Thank you so
Yes.
much, Sherri. We're going to be taking a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to have more conversation about energy shifting, and we'll be right back.
If you are interested in financial services that will help you grow, protect, and save your money, then look no further. I have been given a financial platform with the World Financial Group to help educate individuals with financial concepts, laws, and strategies that will help individuals build a better financial future. If you are interested in my services, please give me a call at 843-453-7520.
Do you struggle with anxiety, insomnia, or physical pain? Are you ready to release weight, gain confidence, and get stronger? Hello, I'm Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, your certified personal trainer, intuitive healer, and cosmic energy reader, creator of the Body and Soul Transformation Program designed with you in mind. To learn more and to redeem your discovery session, email healingwithin76@gmail.com. Sessions are available via Zoom and on-site. I do look forward to helping you transform. Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. If you are just tuning in, remember to share, like, and comment. And we're going to dive right back in. I have my amazing guest, Sherri Simpson, on with me today. And I say she's amazing because she actually is. She's awesome at what she does, and I've worked with her hands-on, so I definitely have experience with what she's doing. And she is truly amazing. So Sherri, let's dive right into what we call energy bodies.
Yes, that is a really good question, Joanne. I believe that when we're doing energy work, we're working on several of the bodies at one time. So I believe there's four. You have a physical body, you have a mental body where your thoughts reside, you have an emotional body, which we know is different than the mental or the physical, and we have a spiritual body. So you can choose to work on one or more of those bodies at a time in order to shift your life or your health or your career in a different way.
Interesting. Now, when one is doing that, would they focus specifically on one versus all of them, or like what do you recommend?
I do find that that's easier, but it depends on how fast people want to shift things. So if you want to shift more quickly, then you would add more bodies that you were working on. So to shift the physical body, you would change what you were eating and how you were exercising and how much sleep you were getting, anything physical. To change the mental, you'd have to catch those thoughts that creep in that are maybe not as positive. To shift the emotions, you might want to do a little digging or journaling in order to figure out, why am I angry about this, or what am I afraid of? And then doing the energy healing or the spiritual body is more like the Reiki or the Akashic record readings.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Now, what a question that's coming to mind regarding what you just said, because I hear this all the time. So with the energy bodies and using that to help shift things, to move things forward. Now, in this whole process of things happen in the divine timing. Now, how does that have anything to do with the energy bodies work that you're speaking of?
I actually don't believe in divine timing.
Oh, okay.
I believe that your energy is a match to whatever it is that you're attracting, and divine timing is all about being a match to the energy. It's about law of attraction.
Oh, okay. And just very quickly, since you brought it up, and we always have to make sure the viewers understand what everything is, just briefly explain the law of attraction.
Absolutely. So the law of attraction is a universal law that impacts everyone, regardless of whether you know about it or believe it or understand it. What it means is like attracts like. So if we're thinking about that in terms of all four energy bodies, then you could think that physical things attract physical things that are a like match. Same with mental, emotional, and spiritual.
Interesting. So now, for example, if I were to sit back in my mind and I said, if I wanted to create, I'm just going to throw a number out there, $5,000. Okay. And in my mind, I'm saying, okay, I'm creating $5,000. And of course, I'm doing the actual action behind in reference to my journaling, setting up some possibilities of how I can bring this money in, like creating. Would that be the same process of the law of attraction?
Yes, it would, but we'd also need to tap into your energy and see if you're an energetic match for $5,000. If you wanted it all to happen at one time. If you gave it a time period, it might be different, because you might believe that you can attract it over 2 months, but you might not be able to believe that you can attract it over 2 days.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. That's interesting. So that makes a difference. So if hypothetically I wanted to attract the $5,000, but I don't believe I can attract that money today, then that's not going to happen today.
Absolutely, because your energy is against it, and so you're repelling that ability.
Now, if I were to work with you in regards to clearing that energy, would that change that?
Yes, and so we'd have to do a little bit of digging to figure out where the beliefs reside about speed, or about the amount of money that you wanted to receive, or where it would come from.
So what you're really saying again is, or at least what I'm hearing, is that it really involves changing and clearing your energy to create what it is you want to create.
Yes, so essentially, if you don't believe you can call in $5,000 in 2 days, we would have to figure out why. And so there might be past lives where that would have been dangerous to happen. And so you have this block in a past that says, no, don't do that, it's scary.
And then you would get into that space to help clear that, so that wouldn't be the case anymore.
Absolutely. So the thing about that is that if people have things cleared, if they're not changing the mental, emotional, and physical, then the spiritual change can't actually permeate the other layers. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, it makes sense to me, yes. Yes, yes, it does make sense, yes. So again, it really goes back to that clearing, that changing. But my next question that's showing up is when someone does that, and I'm sure it's probably going to be different for everyone, but when someone does the work with you where they do the shifting, how soon can that person actually see the work the action happen?
It's a really good question, and it does depend. I believe that the belief in the fact that it can happen and the intention about what is happening will impact the timing. Usually people feel right after an Akashic record reading, like within 24 hours or after a night's sleep, they feel more light and they feel more free, and they haven't really done anything else differently to understand why. And then it will often take 2, 3, or even up to 6 weeks for people to actually get those changes into the physical life.
Nice, nice. So theoretically 6 weeks for them to actually start to see the process.
Yeah, they should be able to see it before that, but sometimes it just depends on, how the energy is being integrated and shifted.
Interesting. And I think it goes really well with what I'm about to ask you next, which is going to flow right in. So talk to me about intentions.
Yes. I believe that if you don't believe it will work, then the law of attraction says it won't work. So you want to have an intention about what you want. So sometimes people will come to me and they'll say, I want an Akashic record reading. And I'll say, well, what do you want to know? Well, I don't know. That's kind of like finding a needle in a haystack. If you don't know what you want to know, then, I might be just bringing you a whole bunch of random facts that aren't going to have any meaning to you.
Yes. So I would sit back and say someone who's looking to have an Akashic record reading with you, they have to have some idea of what they're sort of researching on.
Absolutely. So I would want them to have a goal or an outcome. Like, where do you want to be after this reading? What needs to shift in life in order to feel like this was a success for you?
Yes, interesting. I love that. And in regards to the intentions, what would the individual need to do in order for them to have do they need to journal intentions? Like, how does that work?
No, I don't think so. I think I usually will ask people when they're giving me that list of 15 things that they want to shift or change or get rid of. I will often ask them, well, how do you want to feel? And so they'll already be giving me some of that intention in emotions already. And so I can incorporate that into what I'm looking for.
Nice. Interesting. So here's a big question. And I think it's the very first time that all the people who I've worked with, that I've ever actually read this question when you posted, because I always ask, give topics or questions that you'd like to discuss, and I've never ever experienced this, and I didn't even think there was a yes or no to this. But the question is there a time when it's not a good time to get a reading?
It's a really good question, because some people are already so stressed out that adding the energy healing might add too much to them because it's about shifting. So sometimes I would rather people change some things physically, mentally, and emotionally first before coming to me.
So go ahead.
However, I know and they don't know what changes to make.
Uh-huh. So it's really
then the energy that I do actually gives them a path to move.
We're having a little bit of technical difficulty, so I'm not able to hear everything you're saying. Hopefully it will get better. Yeah. Good old Mercury retrograde. Perfect example of Mercury retrograde, people. This is what happens when we're in Mercury retrograde, so it's all good. She'll eventually come back, or she'll end up calling back, one or the other, and we'll get back to her and have the conversation again and conclude the conversation. But meanwhile, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking a quick commercial break anyway, and we'll be right back.
Would you like to live a life beyond the suffering of chronic pain? Step into the power of your healing. I'm Elizabeth Kipp of elizabeth-kipp.com. I'm an addiction recovery coach, chronic pain management expert, and ancestral clearing practitioner. I specialize in helping people heal chronic pain and build stability in their recovery. I offer sessions in recovery coaching and stress management. Step into your healing today at elizabeth-kipp.com.
If you are interested in financial services that will help you grow, protect, and save your money, then look no further. I have been given a financial platform with the World Financial Group to help educate individuals with financial concepts, laws, and strategies that will help individuals build a better financial future. If you are interested in my services, please give me a call at 843-453-7520.
Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. If you are just tuning in, remember to share, like, and comment on today's show. And know that you can also find the show on Roku. So those of you who do have the channel Roku, you can go right over to Strong Island Entertainment and check out me and have a marathon for that matter. Now, we're having some Mercury retrograde technical difficulties right now, so we're just going to bear with it. And as soon as my guest Skypes back in, we'll get her back on. But meanwhile, for now, what we're going to do is I'm just going to get our deck shuffled up here. And I'm also going to be sharing a tip or two about what Sherri's been speaking about regarding the energy, as she calls it, energy shifting. And I think that's actually a really great term for it. Because as opposed to energy healing, it is really about how we are shifting our energy, how we are transitioning, and how we are working on, as she mentioned, the different energy bodies. It's working on about the mind, body, the spirits, and the emotions. And being able to work on those different layers so we can get a better outcome. So what I like to share as a tip, there she is. Sherri, you there with us?
Yes, sorry about that.
That's
Mercury's
okay.
getting me today for sure.
That's okay. I was just going to share a tip because we're in that space now. So rather than me sharing a tip about what you've just spoke about regarding the Akashic records, the energy bodies, the intention, what tips would you like to share?
I would like to share that people have to know where they are and where they're going so that they know what changes to make. And I would also like to share that if you're going to make the changes, then do a little bit of journaling to figure out what would physical changes look like? What would mental changes look like? What would emotional changes look like? And do I want to go into the spiritual realm in order to get help with those things?
Excellent, excellent. And in reference to the Akashic records, because I'm a big fan of the Akashic records, in reference to a tip on that, like what would be a great tip in reference to letting somebody know that the Akashic records would be good for them?
Absolutely. If you are a person who is either spiritually open now or open to spirituality, it is a very good way to learn more about yourself and to expand your intuitive gifts, because working in the energy bodies, I find, triggers that expansion of spirituality and intuition.
Mm-hmm. Now, for you, now do you actually teach people about Akashic records? Like if someone's interested in learning how to open up their own Akashic record, do you teach people to do that?
I don't teach people how to read them, but I find that my clients usually are reading them already, so that when I give them an Akashic record and a reading and a clearing, they are already able to access through higher self the information that's in the Akashic record.
Excellent, excellent. And now, do you have any other tips regarding like the intentions or the energy bodies?
In terms of intention, I like to think of them as goals, even though I might not know specifically what the outcome is. So for me, in terms of my own manifestation blueprint, I know that I'm a process person. So if I give myself a big end goal, I'm never going to meet it because it's a drag. So it's about knowing yourself and setting the intentions based on who you are in order to get the outcome that's in alignment with yourself.
Excellent. I love that. I love that. Very good. So with that being said, today you also get a reading from me.
Ooh.
Yes, yes. So I've been giving my guests options in reference to you can either ask a question to something you would like some guidance on, or you can have the universe provide you guidance. So which would you like?
I am interested in being in Europe for a couple of months, probably at the end of the year and into the next. I would love any wisdom you have around that.
All right, so you're looking to go to Europe.
Yes.
Now, are you looking to go to Europe for professional or personal reasons, or both?
I just like to explore new places, and I'm being called to Europe again.
Okay, yes, yes. Yeah, because you have that you have that 5 energy, right?
I have some 5 energy. My life path is an 8. There's a lot of 8s and a lot of 4s actually in my numerology.
Oh, the 4s would make sense. Even the 8 for that matter would make sense for this year. You know, in reference to like a new foundation, a new place.
Yeah.
You know, and how long have you been where you are now?
A year, and I'm actually almost a year. I'm leaving May 1st to a new place, but it's only a short term, so I'm looking for Europe after that.
Oh, okay, yes, because I know from what I know of you, you don't stay in the places that you are at for very long periods.
No, a year is too long for me in one place.
Yeah. It's funny because literally just this week, I celebrated my 10-year anniversary living in my apartment.
Nice.
Yeah, 10 years.
That would feel a little like torture to me.
Yes, I was going to say, yeah, because, everyone's energies are very different, whereas with me, it's like I almost get into that space of comfortability.
Right.
So, yeah, but with you, that would just be downright torture.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, so let's see what card shows up for you. And if you're getting an okay to go. I mean, you're obviously going to go. You know, whether you get an okay or not, you're going.
Yeah, I'm more interested in where, because I haven't decided whether I want to go with like coastal places or whether I want to go with like mountains.
I'm hearing mountains. Yes. Ah, interesting. The card we have here is clarity. Yeah, and it's really interesting because the question you're asking is like, okay, well, you have clarity, so it's about gaining clarity. And I do believe that if you were to go to Europe and go to the part where you get the mountains, you're going to definitely be open to receiving clarity to whatever it is that's causing you to go there. Because obviously something inside is I'm going to use the word nudging you to go. You didn't just wake up one day and say, oh, I feel like going to Europe, did you?
No, I have been there twice, and both times it felt like home. And so whenever I come back to North America, I'm like, it's not home.
Yes, yes, yes. And the actual chakra that's associated with this card is the pink for the heart chakra. So it is really about that. The pink represents the love. And I am getting a sense that Europe is, there is love there. There's some sort of love that you're going to be connecting. Now, I don't know if that's, if there's actually family there. Do you have family in Europe?
No, I'm actually have been hearing from higher self for a long time that my life partner is in Europe.
Ah, that makes sense for the love. Yes, and I'm glad that you actually just used the word higher self, because the number here that we have is 2 and 9. I'm just going to let the viewers see the card. The number is 2 and 9. So the 2 is all about the partnership, and the 9 is all about transition and transforming. But the bigger message here is the 2 and 9 adds out to 11, which is all about the higher self. So I do believe you definitely have a winner in reference to it's time to go to Europe, because your life partner is there.
I agree.
And you're definitely going to be meeting your life partner. Now, when did you anticipate on wanting to go?
End of November into December.
So you're towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
And just out of curiosity, because I can never remember, when is your birthday?
November 12th.
November 12th?
Yes.
Okay, just give me a second. Usually I don't do this on air because it takes too damn long. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try. Ah, makes sense. and I'm sure you know this already because you do numerology. You're actually in your personal energy of 9.
Yes.
And for the viewers, so they understand what this means, 9 is all about, this is your transitional year. This is your year to let go of things. This is your year to shift, as you called it earlier. This is your year to, I'm going to use the word, say goodbye to certain things that no longer serves your higher self, so you can move into things that will be serving your higher self. So it definitely makes sense that you're looking to move in November or December. However, I actually get a sense that you're actually going to be moving more. You're going to get that feeling to want to go by October.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yes. And the reason why I say October, energetically, the October energy, because it is a 1 energy. So it really makes sense at that point to start transitioning into your new energy. And at that point in November, you're going to be changing your energy anyway, personally speaking, into a 10, which is all about new beginnings.
Right.
Even though we're still going to be in the 2020 energy, but because your birthday is towards the end of the year, you're going to actually be shifting into that new energy. So it makes a lot of sense to why you're getting this feeling to want to go to Europe, and in this energy of this year. So I definitely get a yes.
Yeah.
And I also get, I'm still hearing mountains.
Okay.
And it doesn't necessarily mean that mountains is going to be where you're going to stay permanently, but that's what I'm hearing, at least to start with.
Whenever I think of mountains, I always think of strength and stability and foundation. So it's an interesting year for that.
Yes. And when we think about it, if your life partner is there, it makes sense to have the stability.
True.
So it all really makes sense.
That's great. Thank you.
Yes. So even though I wasn't sure when I saw the clarity card, I was like, But I always say that with the cards, if the affirmation doesn't give you the answer, the chakra will or the number will. And I definitely believe the number does, because it really matches where you are right now in this particular year, this personal energy year for you.
That makes sense. Thank you.
So so it should be an interesting year, and we're all going to follow you in reference to, when you get to meet this life partner of yours, because I know it's been something you've been working towards over time.
Yes, I believe that you need to up-level your energy to find a match. And I wasn't ready to call one in until I wanted my energy at a certain place.
Yes. And being that you did mention the word up-level, if you could just share again, because I always like to give the viewers something. What does it mean for you by up-leveling?
So what I usually do with people, and what I've worked with you before a little bit, Joanne, is to release things that we either no longer want or that feel kind of heavy, that weigh us down. So a lot of times with people, I'm releasing things like guilt and anger and fear. And up-leveling to me is about calling in higher vibrating energy. So I'm calling in more love and joy, and I'm vibrating at that higher place. So when I'm up-leveling my energy, it's as though I have less of the things that feel heavy and more of the things that feel light.
Beautiful. And I'm glad you shared that with the viewers so they can understand that. So I would like to assume your reading resonated with you.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank you so much. And again, just to let the viewers know how they can reach you.
Yes, they can find me most easily on Facebook. So facebook.com/Sherri.Simpson.
Excellent. And do you find yourself ever coming to New York?
It's very interesting you're asking this, because when we started today, I was like, I want to be on the show with her one day.
Yes, I would love to have you physically here.
Yeah, that would be great.
For 2 reasons. First reason is because I really love to meet people in person. And 2, to be in your energy physically, face to face, would be amazing.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yes, so I look forward to that day when you can actually be here and we can meet face to face.
That sounds great. I would love that.
Yes. So we're going to be taking a quick commercial break, but with that being said, I'd like to thank you so much, Sherri, for being here today and sharing all the wisdom that you have shared. And I'm sure I'll get you back on the show again, because you have so much more to share. And do you feel like you've shared everything that you wanted to share for today?
Yeah, I think that we covered it all. Thank you very much for having me on.
Thank you so much, and we'll connect soon and have a great day and enjoy everything you're doing.
Thank you. You as well.
All right. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, I'll have the conclusion of today's show.
Hi there, my name is Sherri Simpson. As an intuitive business guide, I help female service-based business owners to grow their business using their intuition, helping you to release the blocks and limits preventing your growth and allowing you to get the aligned action steps to take to grow your business. You can reach me at sherri@sherrisimpson.com, SHERRI @sherrisimpson, SIMPSON.com. I look forward to helping you grow your business soon. Namaste.
Hello, Reverend Joanne Angel Barry Cologne, the owner of Holistic Fitness located in Auburndale, Queens, certified personal trainer with 30 plus years experience. I have created body and soul transformation to help with releasing weight, decrease anxiety, decrease stress, decrease physical pain, improve sleep, and help gain confidence and more. To receive a free consultation, email healingwithin76@gmail.com. I look forward to working with you. Hello and welcome back to Joanne's Healing Within. If you are just tuning in, remember to share, like, and comment. And remember, we are on Roku, so you can catch us there. And we are at the conclusion of today's show. So again, I just wanted to remind you, for those of you who are interested in sharing your journey, your story, your products, and to be seen, I am currently accepting guest applications. All you need to do is send your bio and story to healingwithin76@gmail.com. And the same goes for those who are interested in advertising on our show. You can send your bio also to healingwithin76@gmail.com. And for those of you who are interested in getting your own reading, to gain knowledge, to see where your path is going, feel free to call me or text at 646-236-9155. And I'll be more than interested to share that information with you. And I just again want to just give a shout out to Susan Joy Mitchell. She's an author, a Reiki practitioner, and a nurse, and she has 2 amazing books. The first one is Vision, and the second one that's coming out soon, which is Lucky Starfish. Both books are available and will be available on Amazon.com and also Barnes & Nobles. So with that being said, I do wish you an awesome week, and just remember that this week is going to be intense, very intense week, because again, tomorrow we go into the Mercury direct, and we also have a full moon, so that alone, those 2 together is going to bring intense energy. And then we also had today's change of the clock, so many of us are trying to get in track with the new time, and we're ending the week off with Friday the 13th. So just stay grounded, stay focused. Remember to meditate, keep your chakras aligned, be well, be healthy, have a blessed week. I look forward to connecting with you on Wednesday on my radio show, Joanne's Cosmic Energy. You can join me there at 5 p.m. Wednesday evening. Till then, have a great day. Namaste.